Redragon makes computer cases now. This is one of their new entries in their lineup of PC cases, and they were very gracious to send it to me for me to check out and to show you guys what this PC case has in store for you guys. Make sure you guys are subscribed if you're here for the first time, and let's get into this case. This is the Hotrod Redragon, and you can tell just by looking around it very briefly that is very reminiscent on one of the case manufacturers that is out today and that's very popular, and that is the Lianli 011 family of cases. This is very, very similar to that, with a few different things that makes this specific case unique to the other ones in the market today. So let's just go over exactly what this case has and kind of an idea of what you can build with it. Looking at the top at the I/O, you see that you do have a power button, two USB 3.0 puts, which I wish they'd had a little bit higher bandwidth. I wish it was 3.1 or 3.2. You do have a headphone combo jack, a reset button, and a LED button. Now that LED button is what powers an RGB strip that's on the bottom here of the case in the front and in the back. So that is one of the things that makes this case a little bit unique from the others, is that you do have an RGB strip running on both sides of the case here. Now looking here at the front, you do see that you have a tempered glass panel as well as on the sides. On the back, you have a nice mesh panel for your cable management where it would go. And then on the back, you do see the cutout for your motherboard as well as some PCIe slots. Now, one of the things that's unfortunate about this case, at least in my opinion, is that it only supports micro ATX and mini ITX motherboards. It does not support full-size ATX motherboards. I have checked myself to see if it would fit, and it just does not line up properly. I think that this is a huge misstep by Redragon. I feel like if you had full compatibility of all motherboards in the market, this could be a little bit more compelling, but you do sacrifice the fact that you cannot put full-size motherboards in there. One thing of note though is that I couldn't find on the product page whether it supports full-size power supplies or only if it had to be SFX. So by checking myself, I can confirm that it does fit full-size power supplies, but the one thing that I did notice is that cable management can be a little bit more difficult because you do lose a lot of space if you were to use a full-size power supply. Nevertheless though, it is compatible, and that's something that I really like to see here. On the back, you obviously see the entire room for cable management. It's not as big as I thought it would be, considering that this case, even though it's a little bit smaller than most in the market, it's still kind of big in my opinion. So the fact that you don't have a lot of cable management is a little bit of a bummer, because it does make cable managing, if you were to build a PC here, a little bit more difficult. You do see here in the back that there are some placements for your fans. You could put fans here on the side of the case or on the top, but unfortunately you cannot place fans on the bottom of the case. There are not any cutouts for screws, so you can mount your fans on the bottom. I think that's another huge misstep by Redragon, but I also do understand that considering the size of this case, cable management might be a little bit of an issue. So that's maybe something that they were willing to sacrifice for the benefit of the consumer, so they don't really have that option to kind of mess around with cables. But I do wish that we had that option if we wanted to or not. Overall though, you see that the case is in this beautiful white. You have tempered side panels in the side and in the front. The front though does come off with this whole plastic housing, so it kind of snaps in and snaps out. Not a big fan of that. I wish you could just slide it in and slide it out like a Lianli case does, but that's something that they decided to go here for a style change. Overall though, I think the case does look extremely nice. The whites all around match for the most part, because there's some plastic parts, there's some metal parts, and overall the colors do seem to be very consistent around all each other here. Now, the price of this case is $160 retail. Now I'm hoping that Redragon does cut the price a bit. I think that that is a lot of money for a case like this, especially considering how the market is right now. You can get a lot of cases for under $100 that are really, really good. And even the direct competitors of the Lee styled cases go for even less than the price of this. So I honestly feel like Redragon kind of missed another step in this price, because the case overall does look good. I haven't built in it just because I don't have the actual parts that are compatible for this case, but just by looking around, I can tell that this can be a fairly simple case to build in if you don't really do a lot in regards to putting a lot of things in there that require a lot of cable management. But for that price, I really feel like Redragon cannot really compete as well as I think they should. I think this case could be maybe $120, if not less, especially when you have sales going on. So Redragon, please lower the price of this case. I still think it's kind of high, but for what you're getting here, it really isn't bad. I'm just comparing it to the competition out there. The case itself is beautiful in white, so if you can build an all white build in this case, I have a feeling it's gonna look absolutely fantastic. But that is my take on the Redragon Hotrod. I will have it linked down in the description below for you guys to check out, and you guys can save 10% with the coupon code Kobe's Tech, which I will also have down below. Redragon, thank you guys so much for allowing me to check out this case. And if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to hit like, and also do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and we will see you all in the next one.